afternoon to you. An increase in manufacturing activity, that's a sign, presumably, of improving economic conditions. What reaction has there been?
Indeed, it is a positive sign in terms of economic activity, although marginal, Stephen. And we are joined now on the line virtually by the Chief Economist at the Don Consultancy Group, Chifipa Mhango, to talk about that 0.2% increase in manufacturing for the month of February. Chifipa, thank you so much for giving us your time. A marginal increase. Let's talk about the contributing factors this time around, steel and food being one of them.
Yes, we've seen some positive movements from the food and beverages, around 4.2%. Also some positive movement coming in from the textile industry, around 7.1%. And I think, as you say, the basic iron and steel sector, which is around 3.9%. So almost 5 subsectors within the manufacturing sector registering a positive growth, while also 5 within subsectors registering a decline in the month of February.
Let's get into that negative side of things. Motor vehicles as well as fuel are on the negative contributors. Not surprising.
Not surprising at all. I think those are some of the sectors which are still experiencing massive pressures in terms of what's going on around the high energy cost, unreliable electricity supply, rising logistical costs. So all those areas, I think, are also hitting on those sectors.
Is this what the market expected, though, a marginal increase of 0.2%? And the reason for asking there, Chifipa, is of maybe painting a picture of the current status of the manufacturing sector in South Africa. We saw that there was a positive contribution from the industry in the latest revenue collection figures from SARS.
Yes, the sales are actually improving. If you look at the sales data in manufacturing, it's actually improved to almost 220 billion in the month of February, which was a massive increase of about 11%. But despite of that, what you're also seeing that increase in February year on year is actually lower than the 13.9% registered in January. So that tells you that much as there is some positive movement, which are also generating in terms of revenue side from SARS, but then the production patterns are quite challenging at this stage. While you're seeing there, for instance, production actually coming in lower at 0.2% from the 2% increase which happened in January. So it's a mixed picture in terms of what's happening, production versus sales data.
Having said that, the near-term outlook then going into the rest of this year with regards to activity in the manufacturing sector, what are we looking to?
The challenges, I think, are more reflected what's happening globally. The supply chain challenges which are happening, mainly coming in from what's happening in the war in Ukraine, is really having a negative impact globally in terms of the raw material supply. So I think going forward, we should be actually seeing some similar kind of numbers. We're not going to expect anything above, let's say, 2% going forward. So, which I think is worrying, especially when you're looking at how the impact of the manufacturing sector has towards employment generation in the South African economy.
On that note, quite worrying looking at it from that perspective, Chifipa. I was going to ask if jobs are safe in this labor-intensive industry.
It is quite a labor-intensive industry, but you've observed the trends which occurred, for instance, in the last survey. 85,000 jobs were actually shedded in this sector. So we need to do something more in terms of encouraging investment in this sector. Yes, we're seeing some positive news. For instance, I was following up events in terms of the vehicle industry where we've seen some investment, with the president was actually there opening that Isuzu Bake production. But I looked at the numbers of jobs that are going to be created directly from that investment. You're talking about almost 1,000 jobs. So there has to be more kind of a similar kind of investment happening in the country, whereby much as we can be losing jobs, but we need to be creating more investment, which is more labor intensive to have a positive net impact in terms of job creation. Because currently, much as we are having this new investment which is coming into the economy, but the job shedding, it's actually happening at a massive scale to such a point where the net impact of that is actually negative.
That's where we leave it with the Chief Economist at Don Consultancy Group, that is Chifipa Mhango, talking to us about the latest developments, a 0.2% increase in manufacturing data.